Welcome back to Hudson Valley Hustle. On this episode, I'm joined by Bryanna Russo, who is the first repeat guest on the show, who is now opening up her second location of Furever Friends. We dive into how she actually got started in her business, from working at Petco to now owning 2 locations. It's a great episode. Hope you find a ton of value in it. Welcome back.
Thanks.
You're actually the first person to come back to the show that I've had ever. So you're the first repeat.
I'm honored.
Yeah, you're the first one.
Yeah, second is the best.
Because like we got to some stuff last time, but you actually completely changed things around ever since we first met you and started working with you. But so you have a new location opening up, which is your second location, correct?
Correct.
And I guess like let's take it back a little bit to the beginning a little bit, because I think, like I told you, trying to like focus the show a little bit more on people trying to start their own thing that maybe are in a job that they hate or maybe they like. And going back to you, how do you know that it's time for you to make the jump into your own thing when you're working for somebody else?
I believe, in my opinion, when whatever you're doing or thinking about whatever part in life you're at, if you're unhappy or uncomfortable. I was really uncomfortable because I knew I wanted more, and the only people that really are going to believe in you and appreciate you is yourself. So for me, there was no other choice.
Mm-hmm. So just give that little bit of background then. So what were you doing before you opened up your first Furever Friends location?
The short version of it is I worked for Petco. I was their lead dog trainer, helped train a lot of their other dog trainers. So I mentored a lot. Underpaid, underappreciated, held a lot of the departments down that weren't even my job description. And just to continuously grow somebody else and them not appreciate you is a good driving factor to start your own thing. But there was other things in my life as well. But I've always had that passion and desire to have more in life and be more in life. So I have a lot of purpose in me that was not fulfilling.
Mm-hmm. But do you think doing that, what you did before, was like a necessary part to you growing to where you were at? Like you had to feel that pressure from things that you hated or things that you didn't like about it to kind of push you there? Or did you always know that, hey, at some point I'm doing this thing by myself, whatever it is?
I think everything we go through is essential for the end goal or where we are in life currently. So it was necessary. And without even realizing that I had no goals back then of, hey, I want this. I just know I wanted more in life. So I just observed and learned everything around me and absorbed my environment. So I was in the pet industry for God knows how many years, and I'm now in the pet industry still. It's just part of it is different because I own it. So I learned everything in the environments I was in. The struggle and the sacrifice and all the pressure builds diamonds. So it was essential. Mm-hmm. I appreciate every moment and every stressful encounter and all that because it helped build who I am today.
Mm-hmm. That's good. No, that's good. I feel like I always knew that I wanted to do something for myself, like work for myself and have my own thing. I never really had like the crystal clear vision of like what that was back then. But working for somebody that I didn't like working for and getting treated the way I was treated, despite being a top performer, kind of like you said, created that extra pressure to push that diamond out.
Yep.
Not saying that it would not have happened otherwise, but that definitely was moved it along quicker. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So what do you think was more challenging, opening up your first location or now opening up your second location?
Oh, they're two different monsters in themselves. The first one I would say is more challenging. I dropped out of high school, didn't know what I'm doing, never went to college. I just learned all this myself through studying, through reading, through watching people. Now I learn to deal with masters in their field and grow that way a little bit easier. But that was hard because I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing about opening a business. I had no money. I had to sell any possessions I owned. I went without eating for a few days and made sure my children ate. It was a different challenge. Now, the new business, it's more money, bigger risks, different stress. So they're two different monsters in their own sense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, your expansion's always scary, right? But I feel like there's nothing like saying no to a paycheck and yes to potentially nothing, right? Like it's like terrifying. What do you tell somebody then that was in that, like you at Petco, for example, like what would you say to somebody that like, hey, before you go and do this thing, before you leave that paycheck, do this first?
I would tell them, save as much of a safety net as you can. A lot of people believe in 3 months. 3 to 6 months is great. If you could save 3 to 6 months of bills, depending on the future business you're looking to open, save that. Have some investment for what you're trying to build if you're doing it yourself and not working with loans and investors. And then just be prepared to shut off everything else in your life. Friends, family, give yourself a good 6 months to just focus on you, your health, your business, your goals. Any other distractions that are not necessary is just going to make it that much harder for you and more challenges in your path.
Did you have to shut people out when you first started?
I didn't know to do that. So back then, everybody's like, why are you doing that? Oh, that's not going to work. I had to learn to let go of people, and it's okay to outgrow people, as much as it hurts. But if you want change, you're going to have to start with yourself.
Mm-hmm. I feel like now it's more of like a quality over quantity now when it comes to people in your life.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Where like it's, you know, one of my best friends who I talk to almost daily is almost in the same shoes as me. Mm-hmm. I can't talk like that really with anybody else.
Right.
Do you find that it's hard to connect with people that are not in a similar situation as you now as a business owner?
It is, but I also categorize each person. So if one of your fitness friends is just focused on fitness, I'm not going to call them for business advice.
Sure. Yeah.
If your family member only likes gardening and cooking, I'm not going to explain profit and loss statements to them and what I'm dealing with. You know, just know who you're talking to and don't have any expectations.
Yeah, the no expectations is tough for me, right? Because like people that are close to you, you kind of like want to be able to share things with, not necessarily a P&L statement, but like how things are going. Like, what are you working on? Like, what's exciting? And I feel that that's very difficult for a lot of people to do because a lot of people are miserable. And
they won't understand what you're dealing with. So don't ask me how I'm feeling if you're just going to sit there and hate on everything I say or complain or whatever. I'm just genuinely telling you, hey, I'm stressed out. I've got a lot going on. And instead of complaining I never spend time with you and coming up with any solutions or just being present and hearing me, they're just making it harder instead of actually being genuine. A lot of people aren't genuine. I think that's the big problem. Mm-hmm. So it helps me appreciate the quality over quantity in those I do choose to be friends with or allow in my life, including family. I let go of a lot of family too. So it gives you a better appreciation for who you do enjoy in your life.
Why did you have to let go of people like that, especially family? Like, was it just like doubting, naysaying? Like, what caused that? You don't have to get too like personal if you don't want to, but I'm just curious.
If I wanted to grow, I had to change what I did, how I did it, how I said it, and let go of people that would try to hold you back. So family is the first person to be like, oh, don't do that. That's not safe. You're not going to have any money. Versus, you know, for me, I'll tell my sons, hey, you want to open this restaurant? Sure, let's figure out a plan and I'll help you. I'm not going to give it to you, but I will help you learn it so you can genuinely learn it and grow. Family's not like that. Well, at least the family I have. So I had to back away from the negativity to protect my peace. That's the biggest thing for me is I'm protecting my peace of mind. If you're not positive, I don't have the time of day for even Santa Claus. You have to be positive and you have to at least have some kind of genuine value and care for me or I'm just not doing it. Mm-hmm. And I'd let go of my mom. I'd let go of whoever if they were negative to me. Friends, I've lost a lot of friends or let go of a lot of friends choosingly. It just helps you be better and do better.
Mm-hmm. It's wild how I think like as you get older, you realize people in your life that are valuable and people that aren't. Not saying that not every relationship that you have has to have like a, that value driven kind of thing. Cause like some people it's just great to be around. But if people are bringing you down or have a completely different mindset than you and are jealous or, don't want you to have what you have because they don't have it.
Right.
That's the kind of stuff that you got to cut that out.
Mm-hmm. That happened a lot. If every time we get together, you're just telling me like, oh, I want to be like you. I want to do this. And I'll give advice. I'll take the time. But don't ask me if you're not going to at least try and then complain about it the next 3 times we talk. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I don't. I value my peace and my time above all else.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of peace, how much of it do you have now with 2 locations?
Not a lot because we're opening next week. So right now it's crunch time, which if you're wanting to grow your own business, it's not for the faint of heart. I haven't had a day off since February. Last year I vacationed 12 times. This year I haven't had a day off since February. So I haven't had a lot of peace, but it's a good investment of my time and my peace. But I do have times where I set aside for the gym every morning. I get to bed early. Past that, the middle of the day is mayhem. But it'll get better. In 3 months, I'll be so bored. I'll be like, oh, what am I doing today? So it's worth it for me.
Yeah, because I think you've done a really good job of setting things up so that you don't have to physically be there handling customers and like making things move. Right. How did you get to that point where, you don't have to have your hands on every individual transaction that happens in your business?
It's an investment. And letting go of control, that's a hard part as well. So let's say, I don't know, we started events, for example. I did the events team for 6 months to a year, probably longer than I should have. And I perfected the system. Then we hired people to do the events. I showed them, and then now I don't do events anymore. So I just perfect a system, come up with the idea, perfect a system, and then train somebody to do it, and then I back off. I don't want to be an operational business owner. I don't want to be at a business my whole time during the day. I'll own it, but for me, the passion is really growing it and starting it and creating it from nothing and helping more people. So I can only do that by letting go. So my team grows, our community grows, and then I could focus on helping even more people. Can't do that being in an office 9 to 5.
How long did that take you to realize from opening your first spot to having that awareness to be like, the only way that I'm going to be able to do this is if I let go and get people in here?
For me, pretty fast, just because I was there from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. when we first opened in Wappingers, and that was a nightmare. So for 6 months, I worked 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. 7 days a week, and I was training dogs, I was running the register, I was cleaning the facility. Then I hired my first full-time employee, and I was like, all right, now I don't got to do the register and clean the facility. Now I'm training dogs. And then I found somebody to train the dogs, and now I could focus on the growth and the expansion and the next thing. So once I got a taste of the freedom and I saw I was helping another person have fun and have a career and build their life up, I was like, oh, this works. And everybody talks about it, but I'm more of a doer to see something. So now I love it. I would do it for every business I do.
That's great. Yeah, I love that. So to the new location now, you had said, I think like in our last episode and before, the first location, like you basically bootstrapped. You didn't have, you really made that happen.
All or nothing. On
your own, right? Second location, was this something that you went for investors? Did you did you have to borrow? Like, how did you get to,
That's a fun question.
Yeah.
So I thought about it. I was like, I could go to a bank, take a loan, and then pay the loan and the interest back. But I took a loan from my other business. I'm going to pay myself back. I'm going to earn the interest. So my one business took a loan from my other business and will earn the interest. So I basically became the Bank of Bryanna.
Okay.
So for me, it was worth it. If I didn't have the financial abilities to do it, I would have did a loan, which I didn't do the first time.
So the first business is funding.
All through me.
That's wild.
Saving up, doing a lot of things to side jobs and train a cajillion dogs.
Yeah.
I sold one of my vehicles that I was driving, and I had two at the time. I sold cars. There was some jewelry pieces I sold. So I saved as much as I could, and I was like, all right, I'm investing it all in. And it was during the pandemic. I used to order masks in bulk and sell masks during the pandemic. Just the craziest thing.
You were a hustler.
Yeah, well, I had 2 children. I'm a single mom, 2 kids. Nobody's going to just give you anything in life. You got to earn it.
That's amazing. So you kind of like, not that you necessarily took the same approach to opening up your second one, but you still kind of did it in an unconventional way. I've never heard of somebody borrowing from their one business to take care of the other. That's amazing. I think that's awesome.
There was a few books I read where the billionaires borrowed from their own companies. So I had the opportunity to do it. Yeah, the money was tight, but why would I pay a bank? I don't know that guy that's making that interest. I could make it. So it was worth it for me.
Yeah. I feel like it's pretty easy to get, not easy, but like it's easier to get funding from a loan or.
Oh, God, yeah.
But like to do it that way, to get creative, I feel like you might not grow as quick necessarily as you want by doing it on your own.
Right.
But it's all yours.
Well, I didn't have good credit
when you get there.
when I first opened. Remember we talked about it? I had no credit. You know, it's just, I didn't get loans. I didn't get investors. So now my credit is phenomenal. The banks call me trying to give me millions of dollars every day. I literally turned them down. And then I saw the interest they would have made on that. And I was like, Bank of Bryanna's open.
That's right. Yeah, you take a couple of points on that.
Yep.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
I'll keep it.
I'm a big fan of the get rich slow type of mentality. I just feel like I'm not a big fan of debt in general.
Right.
So like I'm very like not risk averse but debt averse. Like I don't like owing anybody money. I like growing things kind of organically on their own. And I feel like that would be my advice to somebody starting things from nothing is try to do as much as you can without owing anybody any money. I realize some industries, some businesses is way harder to do.
Right.
But if you can avoid borrowing money to get your thing going, do it. Once you get down the line, listen, I get it. Like as cash flow happens and you start to become reputable and building something, okay, get it to expand. But when you're starting off, don't start off in a hole.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on the industry too, because like I know a lot of real estate people, you know.
Actually, yeah, exactly. It's different. But if you, that's what I'm saying. If you can,
it's less stressful when you don't owe.
Of course,
tons of money.
That's why you said, you know, if you have that safety net of 3 to 6 months, a year, whatever feels safe to you,
right?
Have that safety net so that way you don't have to worry about, oh my God, I have to, you know, borrow from them to pay for this inventory or whatever. You know,
and
just
to get that safety net, the average person, if you truly want to be an entrepreneur and build yourself, the average person takes their 2 days off, works 5 days a week. You're not going to create that safety net doing that. You have to put some kind of hustle into it. Maybe take 1 day off for yourself or take, 2 hours a day, whatever. You know, I was different. I have a little bit more of an intense drive. I would take 20 hours out of a day to invest into myself, where most people want that day off and want to go party and want to sit home and watch their movie every night. I didn't watch TV or movies for a good 10 years because I was just so, no, this is going to work. Maybe it wasn't 10 years, but there was a good time where I couldn't even tell you some of the movies that came out during 2015. And I'm catching up on now. So they're
still there. They didn't go anywhere.
I know. So there wasn't any free time. It was work, come home, side hustle, sleep.
But do you think it's possible for somebody to get to the level that you're at without going all in? Or do you think if you want to have what it takes to get to that point, like you have to go all in at some point?
Right.
If you're going all in all the time for years, you probably haven't built something that is decent enough. But if you're not willing to do that in the beginning and put it all on the line, is there even a chance?
I guess I would say you better have a really good network. You could build slow and steady. You could go all in and get it done faster. Or have a really good network, but then you're not going to have full ownership and control if you're working with somebody. So for me, I just killed myself for a good year and a half, and invested all into myself, and it was worth the risk.
Yeah. So no partners, no nothing,
No, just me.
Did you ever give it a thought to bringing on a partner or doing something like that?
I did, but then I realized if I just sacrificed for a year or however long I needed to, I wouldn't have to share ownership. I wouldn't have to share profits. I wouldn't have to share the broken vision and brand with one another. This is all mine. This is my brand, my vision, and it's not somebody else's. And the people that were asking and coming to me aren't even part of the pet industry. They don't understand the health and wellness side of it. And it would just be another big brand store that sells unhealthy stuff, and I'm not compromising that. So it didn't work. It wasn't worth it for me.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good way to look at it, because like if you bring in a partner, you have this other input that is equally as important as yours. But if this is your baby, your vision,
right? I don't want to hear what you have to say.
It's good. And I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know statistically, but partnerships tend to make things more difficult to succeed than somebody being solo,
right?
Where it's like, it's way easier for you to pivot as Bryanna than as Bryanna plus these other people that have all input.
Right.
You can move much quicker.
Right. It's
by
just
yourself.
me versus having to have meetings and all this stuff to discuss things.
I hate oh my God. I hate, like me, I only like working with owners.
Right.
Like if I have to talk to a marketing manager that has to relay things to the owner, it's like, I don't want to deal with you.
No, it's a headache. But I would consider networking and working with other people or sharing ownership for the next level of growth. So after I open one more facility, I'm going to franchise. I don't know how to franchise. Should I build a partnership with a franchise company or successful person that already does it? Absolutely. That's a different ballgame. So we're talking 5 million to 50 billion. I will absolutely network and share ownership.
Sure.
So, but in the beginning, no, I did not want to.
Yeah, that's good. No, that's good. You're open to it,
right?
As you get to a certain,
the next
once you get to a certain
phase,
point.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The beginning phase, no.
So, are you treating the second location as if it's a franchise from the first? Like, are you keeping all the branding consistent?
Yes.
All of the
okay. Everything, all the branding's already solidified. Everything's done. I have everything set up for the franchise, so I'm like preparing.
Yeah.
I even have the next 2 stores' logos already done. All the branding matches. It's all on theme. The LLCs are all separate, so it's easier to franchise. Nothing's tied in together. It's its own entity or sister store or whatever you want to call it.
Yep. When you first started, did you know off the bat that you wanted to have multiple locations, or did you want to escape what you were doing and just like, I need to do this first? Or did you have that vision?
I had the goals off the bat because one mom and pop shop wasn't going to make me happy. I don't want to go to work 9 to 5 every day, like I mentioned. So my goals are more generational. I'm looking for my children's children and their children. And that's why one store wouldn't cut it.
Gotcha. So you're thinking legacy. You're thinking.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
You're thinking.
I know it's crazy, but
it's not. No, I don't think it's crazy at all. I think I think too many people don't think about that long-term
Nobody does.
legacy. Like I think about what are my kids and grandkids going to have when I'm gone. Like I think about that all the time. It's terrifying to think about that.
It's scary. And part of the reason why I'm thinking for the next couple generations is I want to be able to give them the opportunities to learn and unlearn things that society puts on you. I want them to be able to have access to things that, we're not commonly having access to. So if I don't set that up, I know it's going to be really hard in this environment for them to eat healthy, not polluted foods, to learn things, from the whole world, not just one mindset without getting too crazy into it. So I've always felt like I have a bigger purpose in life, even from a young age. And I just want to make sure I'm here to help the next couple generations. They can take it or leave it, but at least I did it.
What's something that you want your kids to know that they're not going to be able to get from anywhere else?
That's a good question. There's a lot. I mean, honesty above all else.
How about from a workforce kind of mindset, right? Because you've kind of escaped the workforce. Like, are you trying to instill a kind of entrepreneurial spirit into your kids, or
if that's what they want? I'm not pushing anything on them. Would it be great? Absolutely. But I rather them learn what passions they have.
Sure.
And I support it however I can support it. My biasness and judgment aside, which is really hard to do.
Yeah.
But that's the best thing for their life. I want what makes them happy, and however I can help, I'm going to help.
But I think it's really important to show them that there's that option, because for kids, everything that they're taught in school
It's embedded.
is to fall in line, go to work, get a job. And that's fine. And many people, that makes the world go round. I totally get it. But there's also this other thing that you can do that is not that.
Right.
If there's something you really love and you really want to go and do, there's another way to do that. That you just so you know, this is here.
Right.
You don't have to just listen to the teacher. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And to question things. It's okay to question things. Just because they say walk down the hall in a straight line and put your hands behind your back, that's stupid. If you fall, you're going to hit your face. I told my son about this. I was like, you don't have to put your hands behind your back. Don't listen to her. And if she has a problem, she can call me. I swear to God, the first day of school, I was like, no. And I teach them to think. If you have questions, ask the questions. If it doesn't make sense, you don't have to follow somebody. If you have a good idea, present it. But another thing, like my 8-year-old, he saved up his money, birthday money and all that stuff, and I taught him about passive income and all these other things. He bought a vending machine. He made $30 the first month, $30 the second month, and he put it in my facility. And they're little puppy figures. So the kids that don't get a puppy, they buy a puppy in the vending machine. So he's killing it. The other one doesn't want to do that. You know, he wants to open a restaurant one day or whatever. So I just teach him the best I can. And if it sticks, great. If not, I'm here if they need me.
That's such a good idea. I didn't know that about. So wait, so one of them has a vending machine?
The youngest one does, yep.
That's awesome.
And he's about to get a snow cone machine next spring.
For your spot?
And I didn't buy it. They save up their money. They work. He does the videos with us. They're at the shop cleaning up after dogs. They work.
That's so cool.
You got to earn it.
So that's something that I feel like you're not going to get if you don't have that entrepreneur mom or dad. That's such a different.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, I just feel like that's so cool to be able to offer a kid that.
Yeah. And I had it growing up. My family had a restaurant when I was younger. I've been working, allegedly, since I was 8 years old. So 4:30 in the morning, going to bake muffins and set up the restaurant, coming home from school and doing my homework on the counter, and then helping my dad cook dinner at night for the night crew, you know. I got to grow up in that. And at the time, you don't appreciate it, but I would kill to go back down that memory lane.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I let them be involved.
That's great. I love to see that. I love to see. Anytime I hear that, I'm like big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I don't force it like my parents forced me.
Yeah.
But if they choose to be involved, I allow it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I gave my kid the opportunity a month or so ago to come to work with me one day because scheduling was in the summer, and he came and he was like, this is what you do? I'm like, yeah, dude, believe it or not, people pay us to do this. This is what we get paid to do. And it's great. And he was like, awesome. This is wild. Yep. And it was cool to have my kid around, seeing what we do and how we help people. It's great. It's a cool thing it's
fun
to be able to see. And as they get older, I hope to kind of show them both a little bit more of that. It's
blessings.
Yeah.
And,
it's cool.
And teach them every aspect of it. I believe we should really teach these younger generations, about everything, even behind the scenes. I'm trying to teach them profit and loss statements and, the gross cost, the gross versus the net and all this stuff. I try to teach them everything. I teach them about taxes.
They're not going to learn that in school.
No, I didn't even learn that till I had to do it.
That's exactly.
Right.
That's another thing. If you're going to do your own thing, this is the stuff you're going to be dealing with.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to learn this in school. They're not going to teach it to you.
No.
So yeah, just be prepared for that.
They want you to be domesticated. You go to school to be a better worker.
Yeah, exactly. And again, nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want and you want to be able to, just, go to work, go home and do your thing and have your, no problem. Like that's perfect.
Right.
Every business needs that.
Right. And that makes some people happy, which is great.
And that's fine as long as you're happy. That's honestly, like Bryanna, my biggest thing is like, just don't complain.
Right. You
Just
like
don't complain.
I love it.
Just don't complain. Right? Like just don't complain.
Right. Because if you're complaining and you're not happy, you're not doing what you want to be doing. So what are you doing about it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it drives me nuts. All right. So how is the new location different from, so just to be clear so everybody knows, you have the location in Wappingers and you have the new location. I know like as we're recording this, it's opening next week, but when this is out, I'm sure it'll be open.
Right.
Location in Danbury. How are they different?
So the location in Hopewell, does raw foods, holistic supplies, grooming, daycare, pet sitting. We have a bakery, events, and we also have the rescue, the nonprofit rescue, and we do adoptions there as well. The location in Danbury, same branding. We don't have a lot of the services yet because I want to get footing in the area, and then we're going to buy property out there, just like I did Wappingers to Hopewell. But same branding, same everything. So we have the raw food, the holistic supplies, even the rabbit heads and cool treats. We're going to have grooming, and we'll also have a lot of the holistic stuff. So all the holistic supplies that you can't really find everywhere that are good for the dogs. And then there we'll have a lot of puppies from breeders, so licensed breeders, all that good stuff. So you can help find your new forever friend, get your supplies, get all your raw food, all in one stop. Daycare and pet sitting and all that will probably come in like another 2 years there.
Gotcha. But the matchmaking is there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The pet matchmaking is there.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's so cool. That's exciting.
I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to filming there. That's going to be fun.
It's going to be, I'll bring the wig.
Yeah. Just go to their social to see that because that out of context, this conversation is weird.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a social media thing. Anyway,
I know.
So is there anything else you want anybody to know about either Hopewell or Danbury or where they can find you, adopt a pet, find their forever friend? Where can they reach out to you guys?
Oh, anywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can just come on in. We're open every day. There's always somebody there ready to help. And if you have questions, call us, and we're here.
Anything else you want to say to somebody that is you at Petco, however many years ago that was?
If they're me and they have that goal or that sense of a different purpose, just get to work. Be very disciplined, make sacrifices, and believe in yourself because nobody's going to believe in you like you do. I know that sounds corny, but that's really it. I bet it all on myself.
Sweet.
And I would do it again.
Love it. Well, thanks so much for coming on and being the first repeat guest on the show. But this was definitely different because we had a lot more different stuff to talk about. So that was really good. Thanks so much for coming on. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for having me.